Hello and welcome to Top10List.org, where you get a world of knowledge in 10 simple points. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the top 10 best Hollywood sequels ever made. Let's dive right into number 10 with Superman 2. This was a movie that humanized the Man of Steel as he explored his feelings for Lois Lane and came to terms with who he truly was. You will also appreciate the evil genius of General Zod, played by a brilliant Terrence Stamp, who makes for a worthy opponent. Superman 2 is a beloved comic book that became an inspired movie with 2 directors, 4 villains, and a very conflicted superhero played by a superlative Christopher Reeves. Number 9 is Aliens. No list of sequels can afford to ignore Aliens. This 1986 sci-fi film directed by James Cameron of Titanic and Avatar came a whopping 57 years post the first movie. Aliens of 1979, apart from establishing Cameron's reputation as a formidable talent, the movie is also held up as a standard to which other movies of this genre are compared. Over 130 million worldwide and 7 Oscar nominations made this movie even more of a smash hit. Number 8 is The Bourne Supremacy. Continuing with the success of the Bourne identity, this movie was critically acclaimed and proved its mettle in the box office as well. We were intrigued by the adventures of Robert Ludlum's Jason Bourne and thrilled as he triumphed over one roadblock after another. Number 7 is Toy Story 2. This beloved animation film captured the hearts and minds of moviegoers everywhere. The CGI features were a class apart from anything else, and the story further strengthened our bonds with the motley bunch of toys. Touching on themes of friendship and loss, this movie is a chapter, more than a sequel, and went far way in establishing Pixar's formidable reputation. Number 6, a favorite on this list for me, is The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. J.R.R. Tolkien's opus, The Lord of the Rings, was made into a massively successful movie series, and The Two Towers followed suit. Gollum's character is compelling, and you forget that he is not a real person as you are drawn into his deeply conflicted and complicated life. Reviews are mixed on the adaptation of book to screen, but the fact remains that it extended the cult status of this beloved trilogy at 900 million worldwide and surpassed its predecessor as well. Number 5 is Terminator 2: Judgment Day. You might remember this film for more than T-100, the cool CGI villain played by Robert Patrick, than for Arnold Schwarzenegger's heroics. But the movie also speaks of the sheer courage and line of fire of Sarah Connor, whose fear audiences everywhere connected to and whose bravery they applauded. Number 4 is Star Wars Episode 5: The Empire Strikes Back. George Lucas had already created a cult series in the Star Wars saga, and he added to that status with this movie that became one of the highly rated films of all time. It earned over 500 million worldwide, and the world had not stopped talking about this space opera classic ever since. Number 3 is Rocky II. Firmly establishing Sylvester Stallone as the action hero, Rocky II reintroduced us to our love affair with the beloved Rocky Balboa. His journey to success and the impact it had on his life and relationships made for compelling viewing as we walked along this path with him. Number 2 is The Godfather Part II. This 1974 gangster movie needs absolutely no introduction. The winner of 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, The Godfather raised the levels of movie making forever. The rise of the powerful Corleone made for riveting movie watching, and we have been hooked ever since. Last but not least on our list is The Dark Knight. Drum roll please. How can it not be The Dark Knight? Christopher Nolan, the genius, gave us a brilliant start with Batman Begins, but this movie takes the legend of Batman to a whole new, unimaginable level. Heath Ledger as the Joker and Christian Bale as a tormented Batman and Bruce Wayne make an amazing direction, and the stunts makes this my pick for the best sequel of all times. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Top 10 List. If you enjoyed these Hollywood picks and you're going to go watch one of these episodes soon, well, go ahead and click subscribe and join us again for another edition of Top 10.